Hello everybody, I am Jarrett Ross, the GeneaVlogger, and welcome back to another professional Genealogist Reacts. On today's video, I will be reacting to Why Do I Look Asian? Mexican DNA test results reveal from La Karencita. This channel I am not familiar with. It's actually a channel just a little bit bigger than me, 26.9 thousand subscribers. Not sure what her channel's about. I imagine she's Mexican and, Mexican DNA test result reveals why do I look Asian? Well, as we've discussed in so many of my reactions, especially ones about Native American ancestry, a lot of people who are Mexican have different types of Native American ancestry, and Native Americans are very closely tied with Asian ancestry as well. So more than likely she'll get different percentages of Asian, probably on the smaller side. I wonder what she will say in terms of, what she concludes in terms of why does she look Asian. But I guess we'll just have to see. But before we do jump into the video, please be sure to give this a like. That really does help me out. Also, be sure to subscribe and click that bell for notifications on future videos. But with all of that fun stuff said, let's go ahead and jump into the video.
Oh my God. I didn't expect this. Hey guys, today I'm very excited because I want to share my DNA test with you. After opening this channel and after seeing a lot of people assuming my ethnicity, I decided to take it because it awoke my curiosity. And also because I made a video about why Mexicans look Asian. And it became very popular. And I was surprised to see a lot of interesting comments, and I appreciate them a lot. Thank you very much. But also, I saw a lot of people were assuming my ethnicity, which I thought was weird, to be honest. This person is saying, you do have a Vietnamese parent. This other person is saying, yeah, she Filipino. I am Asian.
That's a common one, Filipino and Mexican looking alike. And part of that is because, I guess if you really simplify it, which, it's obviously much more nuanced than this, and there are many different, as she said, there's many different pockets of populations throughout Mexico and the different areas of Mexico, but for a large part, a lot of what people would think is a typical Mexican ancestry would be a mixture of Native American and of Iberian, more specifically Spanish, whereas then Filipino would be a Asian mixture with Spanish. So that's one of the things too. Like if you know anyone who is Filipino, their families have a lot of Iberian style surnames. Like in my family, I come from a Sephardi background, so a lot of our family names look a lot like theirs, like Nunes Vaz, Robles, Lopez Diaz, Levi Montesinos. Well, Levi probably wouldn't be one for them, but like Senor Coronel and, all these different ones like that. And you look at Filipino last names and it's very similar. And then, of course, when you look at surnames in Mexico, they're going to be very Iberian. Very Spanish specifically. But if you watch Joe Coy's comedy, you've probably heard that all the time because he uses that as a basis for his jokes in a lot of different ones.
Filipino. And look more Mexican than you. Winter is saying, you look Filipino, Indonesian, Malaysian, Vietnamese, Thai. Tam Tran is saying 50% Vietnamese. Brown Redman is saying, I'm betting you are indigenous. I'm very excited because today I received my DNA test. So I want to open it together with you guys. This is the unboxing.
All right, my heritage.
Beautiful. And here we have all the necessary to put my test. Actually, getting a DNA test in Mexico, well, at least for me, was very difficult. We needed to order this overseas. And even though the United States is just to the north, the Mexican post office isn't good. So we have to use DHL or FedEx to be able to bring here our packages. But they are very expensive. If this package took a month to arrive here, let's see how long it takes to return this to the United States and to have the results.
So I see that the video is actually from April of 2021, so very recent. So anyone who lives in Mexico, it's going to be difficult for you to get DNA tests. Interesting that they went with MyHeritage. I wonder if any of the other ones might be easier to get in Mexico. But MyHeritage is one of those ones that they're really good about getting around the world. They have multiple distribution centers.
One important step that I have to do is to activate my DNA kit in the website. Now it's asking me information about my father, obviously, but the truth is that they don't have any information about my father because when I was born, my father ran away. I only know my father is alive. My father is Mexican. I know his name, of course, and that's it.
With the DNA test, I don't know if she'll talk about the relatives, but it's very possible she may get relatives from her dad's side. And, she'll obviously recognize the name if they have the same last name that her dad has. And it's possible if her dad has other siblings or has other kids that she doesn't know about, she might match them if they've done DNA tests. So that's not uncommon for people, especially when you know that your, dad's run away. But for a lot of people, they do DNA tests and they find things that they were not expecting, most especially in the relatives part. But I mean, people find stuff in the admixtures that is surprising all the time. But most of that usually has to deal with the fact that, the admixtures just aren't perfect. They're just an estimate. So, but I mean, there's still a lot of surprises you can get in an admixture that would be true. But just saying.
I can put his name. Mm-hmm. Only the information that I know, and this is going to be very interesting because there's a part of my family that I don't know. I don't have any idea. Even though I know he's Mexican, and probably all his family is Mexican as well, but I don't have a clear information. Maybe I'm a Tolteca princess. So we're gonna send it to Mexico City, and they will be in charge of the logistics. Guys, I have good news. Today I woke up and I saw an email from myheritage.com and it says that my results of my DNA are ready. I haven't seen.
Oh wow, it was 1 month, and it not only from 1 month did it take it to ship, but they were also able to get her results back. That was way faster than I was expecting from what she said. It seemed like it was going to take at least a month for them to receive it. So that's all. That's pretty good.
Seen them. I want to look at them now. But I just want to tell you that the companies that offer that service are based in the United States. We found out that the only company that offers this service is myheritage.com. So we decided to try with this. I don't know if there are more companies that offer this service, or at least we couldn't find the information. So we did it. But the other thing that we didn't know is that it took a lot of time to arrive here in Mexico. And then another month later, here we are, but I have the results. 96% Mesoamerican and Andean.
Okay.
1.6% indigenous from the Amazon, and 2.4% other ethnicities. This is a summary. There are more information here. There's a detailed information. There's even a map. Oh my God. I didn't expect this. Okay, in this detailed information, it says that I'm sharing genes with Mexico Central. It doesn't surprise me at all, obviously, but also Peru and Ecuador. This is a little bit surprising, yeah? Yeah, I didn't expect this, to be honest. Remember that I said that I have 1.6% of other ethnicities. Well, here it says that I'm sharing 1.1% genes from China and Vietnam. ¿Qué pedo con tu abuelo? What? Japonés? What? I mean, it's nothing. It's just 1.1% of these genes. But maybe that was the reason that a lot of people were saying me when I was in Vietnam that I looked like them. And I'm also sharing DNA with the Inuit ethnicity. It says 1.3%. I know this was a little bit obvious because of my appearance, but a lot of people are mixed in Mexico, obviously, and it's very common to think that a lot of people share DNA with Spain.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my case. This page says,
Yeah, and it really I know that in different areas of Mexico there are different population groups which have more Spanish, some have other things. I know especially in the past few hundred years there have been a lot of different groups that have gone to Mexico. Like I know there's been a few Irish communities. There were a lot of communities that came in from different parts of Europe after World War II, which is much more recent. But I know that there was also a lot of Chinese immigration to Mexico as well. So you can actually find a lot of Asian communities. And I've mentioned Jaume before in some of my videos because I watch him. He's a YouTuber. And a bunch of his videos were him in Mexico, and he would go to Chinese restaurants in Mexico and speak Chinese with them. You know, there's a lot of different population groups that have gone down to Mexico, but even more so, there are a lot of people in Mexico where they come from families that really didn't mix with any of the other populations, and that they basically kind of just stayed only marrying with other indigenous people. So you do really get a wide variety of a mix in Mexico, much more than I think a lot of people would expect.
I know many people don't want to take a DNA test because who knows what these companies do with the information, but it's not something that worries me too much. So I decided to upload the information to more websites to
All right.
compare it. I was trying to upload my raw data to 23andme.com or Ancestry.com.
Neither of those will allow uploads.
But unfortunately, these companies don't accept information from other companies. It's a shame because when I saw my results yesterday, I was very excited to compare them, but I found more websites that accept the information. So I'm about to see the information.
I have to say, I think this is only the second video I've reacted to where the person doing the DNA tests, or at least the person doing the video, uploaded the results to another DNA website. I think the only other video was when we watched Lao Wai. I hope she's going to be a bit more informed about what she's looking at and giving a bit more information than with Lao Wai, because he showed stuff but didn't explain what we were looking at and kind of overinterpreted it himself.
So let's see. The first company where I uploaded my data is mytrueancestry.com. Let's open it.
This is one a lot of people ask me to do, and I'm not going to lie, I probably will not do it. It really doesn't have much to do with genealogy. I've seen a few other people who have done it, and it seems interesting, but not really something I'm probably going to do.
Wow. It says this website compares the sample with ancient samples from real archaeological sites. It's very interesting because this website is saying that I've got a lot of matches with Mayans. And then I've got Incan, and myheritage.com said the same. And honestly, I'm very surprised. I didn't have any idea about this. Then it says I've got matches with indigenous people of North America. That's the same, myheritage.com said. Then Aztec Empire, which makes a lot of sense because I'm from the center, so I'm not surprised about that. The only difference that I can see here is that this website is telling me that I've got a few matches with European genes, which myheritage.com didn't show. Hungarians, Huns, Danish.
But the thing is I think what they're showing on my True Ancestry, and as I said, I've never used it, so I don't know for sure. But I believe they're just showing how you compare to different archaeological finds throughout the world, and they're just listing where those people were found, or where those remains were found, or artifacts, or whatever you want to call it. And so she's matching those, but it could be extremely distant. And I'm also not sure, are they matching this through her mitochondrial DNA? Is this some sort of autosomal matching? If it is autosomal SNP matching, which is what they do for the admixtures, the percentages on MyHeritage, then how are they doing that? You really can't use autosomal SNP DNA for any sort of research beyond 500 years, really. Even 500 years is often a stretch. So I'm guessing this has to do with like mitochondrial DNA, and that she shares mitochondrial DNA with these the people that were found at these sites. And that wouldn't be surprising, because people who share mitochondrial DNA will have shared ancestry that goes back tens of thousands of years, or even, a little bit more than that. She would share mitochondrial ancestry with people that are living in these areas.
If you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I'm from a small town in central Mexico that's called Tula. This area was home of the most important civilization in pre-Hispanic Mexico. At that time, this culture, the Tolteca culture, created an enormous trade network between the Mayan culture and even further, like Central America. Then the Aztecs kicked them out, and there's proof that some Toltecs went to the south of Mexico, the place where the Mayan culture were settled down, and decided to live there. Actually, there's a lot of influence in the Mayan culture from the Tolteca culture. I'm saying this because according to this website, I've got a lot of Mayan matches. And honestly, I didn't expect that, because my family isn't from the south of Mexico. I think all my family is from central Mexico. In fact, my mother was born in Mexico City. And just to clarify, the Mayan culture settled down in the south of Mexico, Honduras, El Salvador, Belize, Guatemala, of course. I thought it would be interesting to mention this, because in the past there was a lot of relationship between the Tolteca culture and Mayan culture. And honestly, I didn't expect this, because my nan told me I had a great grandparent who was Japanese. So where is he? Another thing that surprised me is that my family didn't mix with those Spaniards who came here to conquer Mexico or America.
Yeah.
Actually,
or at least she didn't inherit any of that Spaniard DNA, because it is still possible that maybe she has a couple of them, maybe like 2 or 3, or maybe just one Spanish ancestor, maybe like, tracing back to the 1600s, or even the 1500s. And you go back that far, and if she has one ancestor that was Spanish, she'll probably not get that DNA. Just considering all the options, more than likely, she probably, if she did a perfect ancestry of her family tree tracing back 500 years, who knows what she would find, because you could find anything.
And for those who said I was 100% indigenous, well, you are right. But I also uploaded my raw DNA data to another website.
Family
It's
tree?
called Genome
Oh,
Link.
Genome Link.
And this website...
I find it interesting. With Lao Wai, he uploaded it to GEDmatch, and then I forgot what the other website was. And with her, she's uploading it to My True Ancestry and Genome Link. And usually, at least in the genealogical, in the genealogy community, or genealogy, it's usually Family Tree DNA, GEDmatch, and then MyHeritage are the 3 that people upload to. And then Living DNA, GenieNet, Genie.com, and then there's a few others.
Is focused on identity, which I found very interesting, because I wasn't expecting this. And I'm going to show you my results, of course. This website says that it connects your DNA raw data with the growing body of genomics research. It has information about food and nutrition, intelligence, physical traits, personality, and sports. All these websites where I'm checking the information are free. I've got here personality. It says here I've got a high percentage of open-mindedness. It also says I've got an intermediate level of neuroticism. I would say I've got a lower level. Something interesting. It says I've got a high level of genetic weight, which I think is wrong because my family is thin. Let's go to the intelligence part. It says here I've got a higher level of hearing ability. I think that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, give it a like. I usually talk about life in Mexico, cost of living in Mexico, traveling around Mexico, and interesting facts about our culture. So see you in the next video. Adios.
Okay. That was a pretty decent video. You know, I did not see the video that she talked about that she did before this, which spurred her to get the DNA test. But from what it sounds like, that video that she had probably talks about the origins of Native Americans. And, you know, I know this has been discussed in a few of my videos and especially in a lot of the comment sections, but the different migrations from Asia over into the American continent. But either way, I think, you know, it was cool to see. I don't think I've seen a video like this of someone who was fully indigenous where they really went into the details. We did watch GeneaVlogger's video where he had a very large percentage of Native American. And it was cool that she uploaded to other websites, which is a big thing that you can do with your DNA once you get your results. You can download your raw DNA and then you can upload it to all sorts of websites that offer all sorts of different things. I know I've even been contacted by websites that try to do some sort of like DNA dating matching, which I don't know. I just think that's kind of weird. But, you know, I was hoping that she would upload to GEDmatch, Family Tree DNA, because those are the two main ones. If she was just looking for like admixture type of stuff, it kind of makes sense because GEDmatch is a little bit harder to deal with doing their admixtures. For one, they have a lot of options on which admixture to choose. And then when you do the admixtures, they're asking for different things like centimorgan amounts and, you know, SNP amounts. There are, you know, different minimums and maximums. And, you know, for someone who's not really familiar with any of this kind of stuff, it'd probably be a little overwhelming. And she might just be like, I don't want to do that. And for Family Tree DNA, it is free to upload, but if you want their My Origins estimator, which is their ethnicity estimator, I think it's like $29 to unlocked or $19, or maybe it's a monthly fee. I forgot. But it does cost money for that. But to upload for matching, which is my main thing, that's all I really care about, it's free to do it to Family Tree DNA. But overall, this was a fun video to watch, and it was fun to hear a little bit more about the history of indigenous peoples, because I know I personally don't know it that well, and I imagine a lot of people in the world outside of, you know, Central and South America know it that well unless they really study it. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give this a like. That really does help me out. You can also click right about here if you'd like to subscribe. That is completely free to do so. And if you'd like access to my content early or access to exclusive content, be sure to become a patron of mine on Patreon. And not only will you get that access, but you'll also be helping support the channel. You can also follow me at Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at GeneaVlogger. I'm the GeneaVlogger. See you in my next video.